Yeah, we just got back from watching a Filipino romantic drama film called Hello,
Hello,
Love,
love,
Goodbye.
goodbye.
This is a
This is a romance movie about two Filipinos.
living in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and yeah, working there as well.
Yeah, so it's all about the main stories are these two people and their love hate relationship, but the overarching theme is doing what's best for your family, even or doing what's best for, I believe Spock. It's like Spock said it best: the needs of the great
Of the many,
the many outweigh the needs of the few. Yeah. So you got the main character Joy. She's got a nursing license. She's a domestic helper in living in Hong Kong, helping other Filipinos, being like their
yeah,
their maid.
she's basically serving as the the housekeeper for a family.
Yeah, the family is really nice to her. They've got issues. They've got a daughter with cerebral palsy who's like 8 years old, and she's or some kind of disability that makes the right side of her mouth look all deformed.
Yeah, and also a grandma.
Yeah,
Who is very.
You can tell she's really dedicated to helping these people. So and it really hurts. And it really hurts you when it really hurts her to have to put up with all the ridicule. Like one time she's like 20 minutes late to pick up the girl with the disability, and she has to walk her back from school. And what if she walked by herself and she got hit by a truck? You may do what you and the housekeeper, the person employing her is like, you can do whatever you want at nighttime, but during the daytime you do what we say. We own half of you. That was really that was kind of a derogatory.
Yeah, that was really like biting.
Yeah, I know, and you have to see how she has to put up with all this torment, and her boyfriend Ethan also has to put up with a lot of torment, like when his brother,
especially his brother, and
Ethan is a bartender in Hong Kong, and his brother is like. You spend your life mixing drinks instead of mixing pills because he wanted him to be a doctor. Instead, he spent all he's wasting his life. He thinks he's.
But his backstory is basically he was in a relationship with a girl, and they went to America together. She broke it off, and so now he's back here.
Yeah, because he was hoping that if he get married in America, he can get a visa or a permit or a white card, or I'm not sure what it's called.
Green card,
white card. I'm not sure what it's called.
That didn't pan out. So now he's basically back in Hong Kong, just working as a bartender.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell how.
And speaking from personal experience about, I have a younger brother. Sometimes the fact that sometimes the younger brother does achieve like something, it does come back to the older brother, and trust me, it did kind of reflect kind of like the feeling that sometimes you never know, like the achievements are like that he takes. It's like it always goes back to the older brother who was supposed to be that kind of person, and it and that really hurt. And yeah, it did come back to me, and it's just like, you're dealing a lot of truths to me, movie, right now.
Yeah, it's like, and there's a lot of I'm not sure the term is double entendre. What's that mean again? What's the phrase double entendre? It's like a.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say. Personally.
Like there's a lot of like double talk when a person says something, they always mean something else. Like there's this one funny scene. There's this one funny scene. This guy says, "I always tell women that I love them, so they break up with me." But so when it's like kind of like reverse psychology, where Ethan's like, "I always tell women after I sleep with them that I love them, so that way they break up with me." But he says to her, "I don't love you," because
that's kind of him.
Yeah. So he says to her, "I don't love you," which is like kind of reverse psychology. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's kind of him because like at this point he's getting around because
yeah,
what can he do?
And then she later on, and the main story here is Joy wants to a visa to go or a passport to go to Canada so she can make more money there, being a nurse there, and you can and
so she and eventually like she out of her domestic helper job, she's like, it doesn't really pay much, so she obviously has to look for other jobs.
She needs 5,500 Canadian dollars, which is I believe they said 220,000 Filipino pesos.
Yes, so eventually one job eventually leads to him.
Yeah, a bartender, and she doesn't have a working visa to be a bartender, to work at the bar. So she first meets him, it's kind of funny when he pretends to be a cop, when the cops are chasing her because she's working there without a visa, and then she runs into him and he pretends to be a cop. She goes around and he's like, "Let me see your ID." He's like, "Please don't arrest me, please." And she's all super nice, and
eventually,
the second she finds he's not a cop,
it turns out to be him.
Yeah, and then she finds he's not a cop. She's like all super nice, and she thinks he's a cop, and he's not a cop. She's like, "Oh my god, you're an asshole." And then
but then the cops come back and she has to kiss him.
She has to kiss him to make it look like you're in love, so they're a couple.
Speaking of which, there is a radio, a Filipino radio in Hong Kong, that kind of talks about like the latest gossip, I guess, like the latest talk, and it's funny that, like, it's funny because, when you get I mean, you do get like some weird radio moments, but like they're just basically Deus Ex Machina, like here's the song dedicated to the person that he loves, and he wants to say blah blah blah, but it carries throughout it. It's actually a part of the story, and
so I guess one big theme here is doing what's right for everyone, but at the same time, and you can see like I remember this one time in real life this happened, like you try and be nice to everyone and everyone likes you and you're nice to them, but the second you start being selfish and thinking of yourself, everyone treats you badly. It's kind of unfair. However, everyone they always expect you to help them when they need help,
and again,
when you need help, but when they need help, they want to be selfish. Like, how dare they be selfish? You're supposed to help me.
It asks the question, like, you're great at pleasing others.
Yeah.
How can you please yourself?
Yeah. So, like, there's a part where you see how her biological dad divorced her mom, so her biological mom could marry some Chinese guy in Hong Kong who abuses her allegedly.
I mean,
it's hinted at pretty strong that he beats her. Anyway,
but there are two sides to that story because you have the. Because, obviously they need them. Obviously that like fuels Joy to go to Hong Kong and work to get the money to make it in Canada and bring all her family there.
Yeah.
But, that the setback is like the mother is married to this guy, and but like the decision, it's not until the very end of the movie that the truth was, like, she didn't choose this. It's the dad who chose it.
Yeah.
And obviously he has his reasons for it too, because as sinister as it is, like, he is losing his eyesight. He's
blind in one eye, I think he said.
I think he had a cane with him too, because he obviously did not want that to happen, yet he chose to anyway. Like, she could have, like, and like, even she, like, didn't want to, but that's kind of the price you pay for trying to make make money enough for this family to survive.
I think one thing that kind of bothered me was the abundance of happy music. Like when I was thinking, it was okay for the first half, and then it got really kind of annoying after when every time something happy happens.
Well, it's
a romantic movie.
It's more kind of like a drama rather than like a romance movie, because you have two you have two characters who obviously have different conflicts. Both are family centered, but like they're looking at ways to, you know, they're looking at ways, and you know, much of it seems to cross paths. When they cross paths with each other, you know, it you know, fates intertwine. It's
one thing another thing that kind of well, I think this movie was shot like over a course of like 30 days, and it definitely shows. There's I mean, I don't want to be a film star and say that editing is quite unprofessional, but there was this one scene I remember when she's entering a beauty pageant, and she wins she's in second place, and she wins like 3,000 Hong Kong dollars. Like they award her, and then like 2 seconds they cut away to another person, then 2 seconds later they have her like fully outfitted with a crown and a sash and flowers. I mean, like, it kind of seems pretty amateurish, but I'm like, unless you're like looking for those things like I am, like I'm a film snob, so I can't help it. But so you can definitely tell a lot of things in this movie were done really fast because they were on a tight budget, on a tight schedule.
I think most of it was done to just like really. I think they decided to. I think the only reason why they had it was to have the ex-girlfriend there. Yeah. But
at the beauty pageant, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really. I mean, this is a movie where a lot of there's like one main conflict that they focus on, and the rest of the conflicts get resolved a little bit easier in like an easier fashion, somewhat. So obviously they have the pageant, and you know, it's hosted by Ethan's ex-girlfriend. Yeah. That gets resolved quickly.
I feel like this could have been better if it was maybe sort of like a TV miniseries, like a 4 or 5 1 hour miniseries. They could have elaborated on some things.
That's what I kind of felt. It felt like a mini series.
Yeah, like a mini series that they had to cram like 4 or 5 hours worth of backstory into 2 hours. It didn't. Really...
I don't know. I think it did. I mean, if you watched. I think if you watch Crazy Rich Asians, I think the pacing would have been I think the pacing is a little bit similar.
I never saw that one. I saw the other one, the one with the cancer. What was that one called?
The Farewell.
The Farewell, yeah.
That I feel like it's a little different.
Yeah,
but it just
it was nice to see a Filipino movie in theaters, because this is like the only, I'm trying to learn Tagalog, and this is like the only like the 4th or 5th Filipino movie I've seen. The first one I've seen in theaters. I didn't get a chance to go to the Asian Film Festival this year because I was too busy. But
again, like this is a movie that isn't too by the numbers. I mean, it does follow kind of like the romance drama sort of cliche.
Yeah.
Like obviously at the very end you need like that one ending footage where like the two characters are sitting atop like a mountain or something.
Yeah.
But it's I mean what else can I say? It's not it achieved what it wanted to do, and I think it'll get a lot of fun out of this.
Yeah, I checked. This movie so far grossed over like 200 and something million pesos, which is like I think like $3 million or something.
That's pretty good.
Or like 5 million. Let's see, if 200,000 pesos is $5,500, and 200 million pesos is around $5 million. Yeah, so around 5 million. Although I could be wrong. I'm not sure what the exchange rate is for Filipino pesos. So,
I mean
that was 550 Canadian dollars. He said in the movie. So,
I see.
Yeah, well, anyway. I think there is definitely room for movies like this in theaters. I mean, I'd much rather see a foreign romance film and see like someone struggling than see an American Hollywood cliche movie where you have where every single romantic movie made in Hollywood always has to do with.
I mean, the girl. I haven't seen that much
romantic comedy. Or this isn't a comedy. It's just a.
Yeah, I mean like most of like the romance movies do do like end up like going like the comedy route.
Yeah.
And I think it's great to see like. I mean, I would not have gone to see this if like if like the trailers didn't if there was like moments with like. I mean, the comedy is more subdued in this movie. I mean, I can agree. So, I think that's what I like about this movie. It's more towards the the
serious side.
Well, more towards like the character's individual wants, rather than like the relationship between the two leads. Yeah. Kind of like movies like the movies like Once, or something like that. And